Hi, this is Undercover from the streets of Austin, Texas for South by Southwest, where you never know where you're going to find on the street and who might be popping up and down the road. And Mickey from Embrace,
hello.
Who is no longer Embrace.
Well, I am in Embrace. We're kind of having on a gap between albums.
Yeah.
We did like a massive UK tour. It's like, 6 weeks schlepping around in a tour bus. 2 albums back to back. We were a bit burnt out. Decided to have a rest. And the idea was after a few weeks off, maybe a couple of months, and then start writing. And then I had a party at my house one Christmas. I invited some friends, and I invited my friend's son, and said to his son, "You can bring some friends." And he brought Craig, and that's how I met the band.
Oh, come along. So you tell us who we got here, Craig.
I'm Craig, and I sing and I play guitar in this band, Talk to Angels. And,
I'm Chris. I play bass and sing a little.
I'm Jamie, and I beat some stuff that people put in front of me, like.
Drums generally.
Yeah. I sort of got the gist of that.
Cheese,
yeah.
Wheelbarrow.
Yeah. So were you guys Embrace fans? Is that how this all came about?
We went to see them on the last day in it were in Doncaster Dome. It were a great gig, and then, as he says, he got invited to his house. I mean, I had a bit of the music. I wouldn't say I had their albums, but yeah, I knew of the stuff. And but yeah, they had a great gig at Doncaster Dome, and then got to meet them, and now here we are in Austin.
So at my party, Craig said to me, "Is it true you've got a recording studio in your basement?" I said, "Well, yeah, but I haven't used it for 2 years because I've been so busy with Embrace, and it's all piled high with lawnmowers and spare car parts and like Christmas decorations." So we were drunk, and we sat up until about 6 in the morning talking about all our favourite bands like Weezer and stuff. And then a deal was struck. They would come and help me clear out my studio, and I would give them a week of free studio time. And we had so much fun, it turned into 2 weeks and then split into 3. And then I just kind of said to them, "Do you know what, why don't you just move in?" Yeah. And we started writing songs together. And then they were gigging, and it was like, "Mickey, we need a keyboard player." And I said, "Well, go find a keyboard player." And they were like, "Will you do it?" And I was like, "I'd love to, actually. I was just waiting for you to ask." So.
Well, that's what you do when you're in a famous rock and roll band and having a bit of time off. You go and join another rock and roll band.
Yeah. The idea of time off kind of scared me a little bit. After working so hard for like 4 or 5 years with Embrace, I was kind of, what am I going to do? I'll end up buying an allotment and planting potatoes and stuff. And I thought, I don't want to do that. I want to carry on doing this. So it's been an absolute joy working with them. And now it really is like a band. So. Yeah.
Well, let's jump forward to going from Yorkshire to how you got over here to Austin, Texas, and what this is all about.
Well, this is our first time we've been to South by Southwest. We've toured the US before. We played in Austin before. We played at Club DeVille, which is just down the road. And we basically got invited to play because of the music, which is a great feeling, really.
We got a management call. His name's Darren, and he met us in a studio where we were recording last year. And he heard of stuff, and he had another band in there, and he said, "Oh, I really like it, could I have some of your music?" And he was coming out to America to just tour around, and he said, "Well, I'll put your stuff in front of people," and he showed it to a few people, and then we got asked to play CMJ, which is the New York version of South by Southwest. And then from that we got on this bill as well, so it's great. It's going. I love it out here. It's just great, a great atmosphere.
We got the CMJ gig in like October. I thought, great, we're going to America. Talk to Angels are going to America. And then Darren got a call. We were invited to go to Los Angeles and play a show, but it was like 3 weeks after the New York show, and we were wondering what the hell we should do. Do we go to New York and travel back to England and then go do the LA show? We thought we can't afford to just sit around in America doing nothing for 3 weeks. So Darren suggested that the guys just hit MySpace and find bands that are touring and ask them if we can just turn up and support them. So 2 gigs in America turned into a 6-week tour of the States. Wow. And it was amazing. Yeah, we played in Austin at Club DeVille on the election night when Obama won the election. Yeah. We were on stage, and it was like an outdoor venue, and they were projecting the election results onto us. Yeah. It was just such an honour, like the vibe in that place that night was like, America's got its heart and soul back. It was incredible.
Yeah. Such a nice place, and you can tell that people love the music. I mean, we were playing a show somewhere, and we have these tins that were selling for $10, and this guy just came up and went, "Have that, I want a tin." And there were like $130 in there for this $10 tin, which were...
biscuit tins, by the way. They actually was like a little metal box with CDs and some photographs, like a little kind of Talk to Angels package.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So yeah, $10. We thought, maybe we can sell them at $10, and this guy just said, "Yeah, I'll give you $200 for that." I think you're amazing. So
well, every morning they're going, "Where's all the money gone?"
Well, we're talking about very different business models in the music industry at the moment to what you were used to in Embrace, you know, when that
It's
was...
massively changed
Yeah.
since Embrace were signed to a major label. Yeah, it's kind of...
No one's throwing big money anymore. It's
No.
all about getting out and doing some
I
real
think-
work now, isn't it?
I don't think it's going to suddenly settle in a new kind of model either. I think it's just always going to be in a state of flux now. So bands are going to have to really, really think on their feet and work quick and keep their overheads down. And now it's kind of, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but there's definitely sort of a vibe of guitar case in one hand and briefcase in the other.
Yeah.
These, you know, we're running our own office, all the CDs that we're giving away here, all the t-shirts, all the flyers, we've designed them, printed them and everything ourselves, and we still find time to write and record songs and stuff.
You've got to find time to write songs, record them like an old band would, but then you've just got to hit internet like 24/7, all the other stuff like it says, make your own tins and CDs and...
The power of MySpace, I mean, it's not that long ago when it didn't exist. How do you reach all those people? You can't do it. And now you just, like, we share it out. We all do like an hour and a half a day on the computer, and suddenly, you know, the fans, every time we log on, there's like loads of friends requests. So it's out there, you just got to reach it.
Yeah. So what's the status then of recording?
Well, I've got my little studio. Generally what we do there is we all get together and write songs. And then sometimes we're happy with the results that we get in our little studio. You know, I've got a grand piano upstairs and there's space to do strings there and everything. And then we've got a really good friend who worked on a couple of Embrace albums called Will Jackson. He produced the Pigeon Detectives album, which was like #3 in the UK. He's got a fantastic studio and he loves Talk to Angel. So whenever he's got any downtime, we can just go in there and like do it for next to nothing. So we're almost on top, you know, we've almost completed the debut album. But we're not lazy, and so there's always that thing, if there's time to write songs, we'll write songs, because I don't want an album that's 4 killer singles and then a load of filler. I want it to be, whether it's a massive chart success or it isn't, I want it to be somebody's favourite album, and the only way we'll do that is with songs.
We can see that they're just getting better and better. When we go home from here, we've got 2 or 3 killer tracks that we want to get down, and we can just tell that the music's getting better and better as we go along, so we don't want to stop that process of thinking, all right, well, we've done this album now, this is as good as it's going to get with tour. Or we've always got to find time to do them things because it's getting better and better all the time.
Well, I guess, you know, that's the thing that hasn't changed, has it? It's still about the quality.
Yeah, the songs are the currency, always. It doesn't matter what t-shirt you're wearing or what haircut you've got. If you haven't got the songs, you're going to be like a 5-minute wonder, you know.
All right, well, we never saw Embrace in Australia. Hopefully we'll see Talk to Angels.
Yeah, well, maybe Embrace will get out there, you know, once we get around to making the next album. But, like, you know, like I've been so busy having fun with these guys, everybody else in Embrace has got little things going on. I think later this year we're going to reconvene, but for now, this is my passion, you know.
Okay, so folks, this is what you check out, Talk to Angels. MySpace?
Yeah.
Yep.
MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, we've got it.
And whatever other social networking device that hasn't been invented but will probably be the biggest thing in the world in a month. Yeah, they'll be there. All right then. Thanks, man.